Following major Black Lives Matter protests across all 50 states in America, European citizens also took to the streets to show solidarity for the Black Lives Matter movement and call out similar cases of racial injustice in their country. On June 3rd, the desk sent correspondent Minh Phung to the London Black Lives Matter protests to capture the scenes and talk to the people behind the voices of solidarity. The June 3rd protest started at Hyde Park, where large spaces were initially utilized by organizers to implement the 2-meter social distancing rule. However, the effort did not stop protesters from breaking the rule, and law enforcement had no way to ensure the crowd's compliance. Some contagion risks were acknowledged as we talked to independent groups who were distributing hand sanitizers as people walked into Hyde Park. Could you tell us why you're here today?
Basically, obviously, well, there's a pandemic going on, like we're coming out of lockdown, but whilst we understand that there are dangers coming out to protests, we feel like us as white people need to be here to help protect people, especially one of the demographics who are being hit worse by this, and we're doing this through sort of handing out PPE that we've purchased ourselves so that key workers don't go without during this time. And yeah, we really feel like we should be doing more, and this is for us like the first step.
Other independent Samaritan groups were giving out water bottles and snacks for protesters. The march led protesters to Parliament Square Garden, right next to the House of Parliament in Westminster Abbey. Upon marching, we approached individuals to listen to their stories and perspectives on this movement. Why are you guys here today?
Just here to protest. We want some change in the world. We want some change. So it's hard being black in this society. You don't get the same opportunities as other people. We're working hard. We get violated by police. It's not nice.
I'm here to protest against the brutality that happens against black people in general, how they single us out, and it's similar to what's happening in the US, because they're killing people there as well as they're killing people here, and I'm talking about the police.
And it's not vocal here.
And it's not vocal here as much as it should be. Unfortunately, all of the things that are happening, I call them crimes that are happening by the police, they're not getting shown on television. They're not getting broadcast. So that's why we're out here marching as many days as we can for these people to understand that we're sick and tired of this. And we're not going to stand for it anymore.
You see, I'm here because I want to walk into a shop without being followed. I don't want to be repeatedly being told I match a description. I want to be able to sit down and do things without being stereotyped. I want to be looked at as something, as a human being, not just a bloody animal, not a shooting target. You know what I'm saying? I want to be out here so I can live my life and have a better life, not to be looked at as a minority. That's what I want, equality, or anything better. Black people are not animals, we're not barbarians, we're human beings. We deserve everything else everyone is getting, and we should get that.
From young adults to teenagers, London protesters were vocal about previous cases of racial injustice in the UK. For instance, one young gentleman reached out to our cameraman to talk about the incident with Belly Mujinga.
Belly Mujinga, look at the name. British Transport refused to release the CCTV footage where she was spat at and she died of COVID-19. They're not doing any investigation into it and they've dismissed it. They're sweeping it under the rug. It needs to come up.
So where are you from?
I'm from Italy originally.
We're from Somalia.
Somalia,
Yeah.
Okay. And why are you guys here today?
I've lived in London for about 8 to 9 years now.
And why are you here today?
For justice.
For a simple, equal right.
A lot of people will stand around and say, oh, well, it's just the US. There's systematic racism in the prison systems in this country, in the police in this country, in the justice system.
So I looked up how many people have been killed since 2013. Unfortunately, this list is not even a quarter of the way.
And some of the protesters were subjected to discrimination themselves.
Why are you here today?
I'm basically here because throughout my life I've been aware of racism. I've been a victim of racism. Going into school, like, there was always a name calling, the bullying and things like that. I've been stopped and searched for no reason at times. Without doing anything. So yeah.
I'm here because I have younger brothers, I have family who are black and have been harassed by police. I have been harassed by police myself. Like, police brutality has been going on for a very long time and it needs to end. I want to be able to say to my brother, oh yeah, go to the corner shop, you'll be fine. I can't even let him go to the corner shop because I feel like a police will stop him and randomly harass him for the colour of his skin. I'm tired. I am tired. Everyone is tired. It needs to end. It needs to end.
Approaching Parliament Square, we saw a small group of AFO policemen with firearms met with a protester. Despite this encounter, the London protest and the march was peaceful, with very little friction between the law enforcement and protesters. At Parliament Square Garden, the heart of the scene, young people displayed urban African culture through dancing and rapping. At 6 p.m., the crowd sat down and spent 8 minutes of silence to commemorate George Floyd, who was under Derek Chauvin's chokehold for the same amount of time. The London Black Lives Matter protests shed light on the anger of the people towards institutional racism amongst the police and the judiciary system. Whether this mass wave of protests effectively acts as a primer for reforms and governmental responses, the people who we talked to seem to agree on one thing.
Right. And do you think that the mass wave of protests across the world will bring positive change?
Hopefully.
Hopefully it will, because the protest is a big impact across the world. We're protesting here in London today. There's protesters in America, across all 50 states. So it's an impact and it's a change that needs to happen. It's been going on for too many years and it's time for a change.
200 years since slavery is done and we're still out here protesting about racism, you know? It's not nice.
It's not nice. My grandparents have been through this shit and I'm here today still fighting the same cause. So we need a change.
100%.
If it stays on this scale,
yeah. If we keep the momentum up, then 100%. We need some sort of, a world leader to come out and say, Boris hasn't condemned it yet, Trump hasn't condemned it. We can protest all we want, but until the people in power admit their wrongs, nothing's going to change. So that's why we're protesting to put pressure on them to, give us the power we need to reform this whole thing.
It's going to take time. Everything takes time. Just like when you're born, you don't turn 15 straight away. Everything takes time. So we're out here marching for a better cause. I've got a daughter. Everyone else out here got kids. We're trying to march for them.
I think it definitely will. It sheds light on the issue. People who may have been ignorant to the problems before, they're aware of it now because of all these protests and everything that's going on.
A protest is a small change, but it's not the big change. It is only bringing light to how much pain that everyone is feeling towards these actions that are happening, but they are not the change. The change can only happen with other people. The change can only happen with the people who are in power. They are the people that can make change, and they need to hear our voices today for the change to happen.
All right, thank you so much.